Okay, some more problems with the Wii. Oh yeah. And it's time to cut loose. I really haven't talked terribly badly about the Wii U and its issues and Nintendo's problems and them utterly denying the problems and focusing only on the handheld. But let's talk about it. Because we got an anonymous, yeah, developer explains why everyone hates the Wii U. Now, I'm not so fucked me, I'm not going to show you the article. You have to look at the description, but I'm going to read it out loud just like he does. So, the Wii U is struggling. The holidays had a few bright spots. And that's another article on this thing. True, but it's increasingly clear that Nintendo's little console, good joke, is not going to pull off another end run around Sony and Microsoft this generation. So what went wrong? And why doesn't the Wii U have more games? According to an anonymous developer, the problems started well before the Wii U hit shelves. No shit. The console's development kits shipped with slow, buggy code and a whole host of other problems that ate into development time and made building a decent third-party game impossible, according to Eurogamer. I'm not sure that's the most reliable source because it's fucking Eurogamer. Between them and Edge, the most biased out of any of the video game reviewing critics, but whatever. Along with IGN, but that's for another time. Let's hope my video's not chugging while I'm in another tab. So let's get going. Here's the actual quote, I guess. All of these things made the actual development of code harder than it should have been and ate into development time of game. As a team, we lost days of time to the compile/link/debug overheads, and this negatively impacted the amount of features that we could put into our game before the release date. Wow, that's a lot of shit. And yeah, I'll explain this in a minute because I know about a lot of this shit. Like all the pre-release info for the Wii U. And I don't have one yet. And I was considering getting one. Not really sure at the moment because none of the games that I was excited for have been released in 2 years. Or, okay, a year and a third almost. Which is still bullshit. I should have at least 2 of those games by now. But nope. Not for Nintendo, no. So, but yeah, let's get going. This was just the start of development problems for this particular studio. The full read is crammed with fascinating and perhaps somewhat troubling tidbits for Nintendo fans. To get an answer from Nintendo, it had to be sent translated into Japanese. Wow, that's bullshit. Answers translated into English and sent back. And this is why Sony, they learn how to speak fucking English after 30 years, motherfucker. Okay? Shigeru Miyamoto and all of your fucking friends, you had 30 years, 3 decades. English! French at least. Maybe Spanish. Learn some fucking language so you can speak to all of your sources, all of the countries, and sort of get your word out there. Nope, nothing. Sorry, I shouldn't give a shit, but I do. Because it's retarded that none of them fucking speak English, and you have to do this bullshit. Okay, now more back to the article. The GPU is apparently much better than the CPU, to the point where developers were considering using the GPU to offload some tasks. Nobody developing Nintendo's online services has bothered poking around in PSN or Xbox Live, which explains a lot actually. Oh shit. The third-party experience building a Wii U game was so bad and the sales were so low that most developers ran in the other direction, and those that made one game for the Wii U weren't about to make another. If you're a Nintendo fan or Wii U fan, take a moment and read through this developer's experience. It's a fairly enlightening one about the process of developing for a new console and what it's like when you're dealing with Nintendo. Told, bitches! Yeah, I don't know how this is anonymous because people have been saying this since before the Wii U launched. And everyone was talking about the information. We knew it was the Radeon something 70, 4470, some weird thing. And that kit was out in 2008. They brought this system out in 2012. Now you can argue that the 360 and the PS3 both used semi-outdated chipsets for their launch. But you can also argue they were trying to be cost-effective. They were just starting to sort of get in towards the PC gaming aspect with real hard GPUs and CPUs and shit. But Nintendo, no, they keep using extremely outdated technology after power utterly failed them with the N64 and the GameCube, where their sales just plummeted from the previous two consoles. But what they didn't get is that with power requires, say it with me now, memory space, which they constantly keep depleting. Okay? And it's annoying. If you're not gonna... And then they keep doing it even when they took the power out of it. Stop doing this. And then, again, you got the bullshit with language barriers. Have an international team or two. Sony has that. I think Microsoft has that. Or at least they mostly work in Europe and America, so it's easier for them. Do what one of them is doing. Get either have a company working with the English and European markets, or go for a worldwide market. You know, you have to get this shit going, Nintendo. You're the only one behind now. Microsoft hit a landslide with the 360. As much as I am adamant towards the system, it still did everything better than the Wii and the Wii U in no time at all. Come the fuck on. Don't give me this bullshit. Well, you see, third-party developers, they don't understand the Wii U and what it can do. No. They tried it. You didn't help them out in any way. In any way. Okay? Look what Sony will do. They're willing to get many different developers to help them with porting their games, or even setting up their games. Microsoft is now doing that as well, and they've been doing that, you know, in between the time that Sony's been doing it. And what do? Just sit back. Oh, you have a question. What's your question? Oh, that. Oh shit. Well, let's turn to this fellow here. Okay, please. Just be calm. Okay. You see. And then they make shit up, or they say, you know, well, we can't fucking help you. Goodbye. We are sorry. It's like, but no, fucker. You have to be like, okay, we can either do this, or we can do this. And that's all it should be. Is either help or don't help. Don't make up excuses. Because then it just turns into a shit fest. And then you got, like, Microsoft from 2009 to 2011 or 12, okay? You have just random excuses for useless bullshit for no reason. Even if they're doing well, they're still being scrutinized for tweaking shit, okay? And they instead of being honest or truthful, again, making shit up or blaming it on something else. And no, that's not what it's supposed to be, okay? You're supposed to own up to it. And help. You know, it's just sad that there's these articles are still coming out. They never cease. Articles on the issues with the Wii U. And we've known this. We knew what the specs were going to be. We knew they were going to go back to a gimmick for their system for no valid reason. The Wii, it's sold because of the gimmick and because of the new casual market. However, the casual market moved away in 2010 and 2011 because of the Kinect. Even if it didn't work for shit, over 12 million people bought the damn thing. Okay? And yes, they did probably do the same shit like they did with Wii. Played it for once, and then they shoved it in their closet. But they still bought it. They still bought it, okay? And then it didn't sell for shit, but the PlayStation Move. Those things, those two add-ons, basically, something outdated and cliche by today's standards, actually sold more than your system for a long period of time. But no, you completely ignored that while developing the Wii U. Ignoring your competition. And again, as this article states, they didn't even bother to look at PlayStation Network and Xbox Live to fix their online services, their online connectivity. Now, what they did do, and people have talked about this, and it was the funniest thing on the planet, they worked with EA to work on their online service, and everyone hates Origin. They even offered Origin to Nintendo, and they were like, nope, that shit sucks. So if you know it sucks, and people are bitching about it, why work with them in the first place? Why not work with an independent company, have them show you PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, or check, things like Steam and other services. Check numerous services. See what's wrong with yours. The fuck? There's no reason for this. The Wii U, I like this system. Even though the gamepad's a gimmick, it's interesting. And even though it's the least powerful system out for the 8th generation, it has games that I want. In the very, very distant future, not really, it's still distant future, like 6 months to a year, and it pisses me off to no end. Where the fuck is the Monolith Soft game? Where the fuck is Fire Emblem Cross Shimigami or whatever? Which is like the main game I'm excited for because it's motherfucking Shimigami. You're fucking kidding me. Where the fuck is that? I know it's if Fire Emblem's in the name, I'd assume you're working on it. How come I haven't heard shit about it since last year? And then, you delay Donkey Kong, and it's still coming out in late winter, which is fine, I guess. But, I'm not going to get a Wii U at the beginning of this year now because nothing will be out for months after that. Besides indie titles. Come on. Throw me a bone. And don't give me bullshit like there's a bunch of third-party games. I'm going to get them on my damn PlayStation 3. Or if I had a 360, I'd get it on that. Because better frame rate. Better gameplay. I don't have to deal with a bullshit controller. And I can deal with playing the game, having it function properly. It's not going to chug. I'm not going to be like, why the fuck is the character all jittering? Why can I see more jaggies than are on the PS3 and 360, which makes no sense. Alright? I mean, I'm not a huge graphics whore, but when I see bullshit, I'm going to call it out. Alright? I don't care if it looks all shiny or the main textures look fine. If it's chugging, and I can see the character model slowly going, as I'm trying to play the game, I'm not going to enjoy playing it anymore. I'm going to be more distracted by the fact that my characters are going slower than shit. Or that my game is going slower than on any other console. Which shouldn't happen. They had several years to prepare for this. They had a year in advance before their competition caught up. And they already lost. They lost. At least in one country. For selling their console. In a couple of months. And people made light of this. I don't get why there are bullshit Wii fanboys defending this system on a constant basis. You could argue with the Wii. Very, very small amount you could argue with it, and it's the same shit then. It's like, you nitpick, and you make shit up just to make yourself look better. It's like, yes, you have games, but if they only come out 4 or 5 times a year, like for anything decent, what does it matter? And if you personally, the die-hard fans, aren't going to buy any of the game from third party, why do you expect third party to just come on right in? They're over your bullshit. You, the die-hard fans, you don't support them. Why are they going to support you? They'll go to the competition where they get some fucking support. Xbox and PlayStation. Can you argue with that? No. If you were going to argue over that, you are mental. You are seriously fucking mentally deficient. Because that's a fucking fact. If you want to make money in the gaming industry at this point in time, you need a seller. Why the fuck do you think Capcom's in this shit? They didn't have a system seller. Now they are working on everything new. And when they're trying to make the old shit work, they fuck up. So, I mean, if they don't get their new shit right, they're fucked. That's why I'm glad they're working on new shit. But they need to work on their old shit. Nintendo needs to work on all of their shit for console game, for the home system, because they aren't getting it. As much as people say, you know, it'd be stupid of them to give up on the Wii U, what is it doing? If they really pulled the Dreamcast and they just shut this shit down now and rebooted and did something else, you know, like made a system that's more powerful, more optimized, had better support, and was easier to program for, I'm sure they wouldn't lose that much money if they got it out within a year and a half maybe. Hell, they could have them simultaneously, and you know, God forbid they could even do the PS3 thing where they make a simple game engine that works functionally for almost all games. You know, Sony's made several of those. So have like third-party companies. You've got the fucking Unreal Engine, which is on like everything. You have the Frostbite engine. I mean, and supposedly there's already the Frostbite engine on fucking Wii U. So why the fuck? Why don't you just take that and fix it, Nintendo? Or again, make your own engine, give it to third-party companies, and there you go. Make it simple, easy. And there's just so many issues. And it's really saddening that I have to explain this. So many other people have already explained this, but I'm getting sick of it. Really getting sick of it, because the system, it has something coming. But they aren't helping themselves with delays, with their dumb Nintendo Directs, which don't show anything that people care about. I mean, what do you think? People are like, oh, having a PlayStation, Xbox. It's not because, you know, it's the same shit over and over. No, it's because there's new shit. Nintendo Direct, it's the same thing over and over. Oh, here's a new part of this game. Here's a new part of this stage. Here's a new game. Oh, it's just like the last one. The only new thing I've seen from Nintendo lately is that dumb Dynasty Warriors Zelda thing. And it hurt my soul. It hurt my soul as a fan of Dynasty Warriors, you know, and just as a gamer in general, because when I think of Zelda, I think of like a big, expansive adventure with puzzle solving and decent action and a nice story. I don't think of fucking hack and slash, okay? No. Especially not with fucking Link. Are you joking? Yeah, I get to use the lame sword that's in like every other Zelda game, but I get to use that the whole time instead of actually using all the neat, interesting weapons and gadgets and tools that You know, or in every other Zelda game. You know, and platforming and other shit. No, I get to roam around and just hack things. Most of the time. Cool. I totally want to do that. No. 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 And all these Nintendo fanboys, the Wii fanboys, hyping this shit. You're hyping something you've never fucking played. You've never fucking played Dynasty Warriors. You've never fucking played Hack and Slash. God forbid it's a fucking Zelda game in fucking Dynasty Warriors clothing. I don't care if they're working the developers of Dynasty Warriors for real. I'm not interested. That's lame. I'm not buying it. If I get a Wii U, when I get a Wii U, I will not touch that game. It's like Bayonetta 2. I won't touch it because it's blasphemy. I'm pointing my fingers like Jack Black. Not Jack Black. Something Black. Lewis Black. There we go. I say Jack Black. So many people with the last name Black that are white as fuck. No, this isn't Simply Orange. It's actually that one orange soda drink. I forgot what the fuck it's called. Jarritos. There we go. But, I've been ranting and raving and discussing Nintendo's issues for too long now. But yeah, if you have anything to disagree with me on, please tell me so in the comments.